If you can count to 5, I can teach you how to play backup banjo in about 5 minutes. If you're like I was when I started playing banjo, learning backup banjo was just like a wasteland of chords up and down the fretboard that I would never know or understand. I always felt like I was searching for a needle in a haystack on how to find chords. I hope this sparks that light bulb that goes off in your head to get you started down the road of learning to play backup banjo. Now, there is a ton of music theory behind what I'm about to show you. But don't worry, because you don't need to know any music theory whatsoever to learn what I'm about to teach you in this lesson. But I do suggest after this video and you get used to this pattern that you go back and study on why this pattern works. I also have a playlist of music theory and how to memorize your fretboard. If you're interested in watching any of that, I'll put a link right up here. You can check it out after this video is over with. Now, this is going to be a bare bones banjo backup lessons. Now, that don't mean that it's not useful, because I use it all the time. It's going to be a bare bones for the people who have either never done backup banjo or just beginning to play banjo. Also, I will be adding some music theory into this video just to kind of show and demonstrate some of the things that I am thinking. But if it doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Also, if you watch this video and you want a little more difficulty in the backup banjo, hang around to the end of the video and I will add some more patterns into this to give you just a little bit more of a challenge. No, you didn't click on the wrong page. I was just playing around. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our F-shaped chord. We'll call it the Y shape. Some people call it the Y, some people call it the F. For the simplicity of this video, we're going to call it the Y shape. So all it is your index finger on the second string of the first fret, your middle finger on the third string of the second fret, your ring finger on the fourth string of the third fret, and your pinky finger on the first string of the third fret. That's the F shape. We're going to take the F shape and we're going to move it down 2 frets. 1, 2, right here. That's a G shape. If you're having a hard time with the F shape on your hand, you can also lift up your ring finger and just do it with this shape here with your 3 fingers. It's a partial F shape, and you're only using the bottom 3 strings anyway, the 3, 2, 1 string. So now in backup banjo, for the most simplest form, we're going to try to find the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord in a G major scale. That's what we're looking for, okay? Now, again, you don't really need to know that with this pattern. I'm just going to tell you. This is the G shape. You know where the 4 chord's at? I count up 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 4 chord right there. Same shape, everything. You know where my 5 chord's at? 2 frets up from there. 1, 2. There's my 1, 4, 5. Okay? All you got to know is your key, which is G, 1 G. Move up 5 frets. There's your 4 chord. 2 more. There's your 5 chord. 1, 4, and 5. And it's really that simple. If you can find the key on the neck, which is easy, because say you're starting a F shape up here, where you move down 2 frets, that's a G. You know that's a G, right? You come down 2 more frets, that's an A. Well, then you come down 5 frets from there, there's your 4 chord of the key of A. 2 more frets from there, there's your 5 chord. So in the key of A, now you get so far down here and you run out of frets as far as to do that with, but it's as simple as that. So my recommendation is, if you go to YouTube or just pull up backing tracks or anything, pull up songs that you like, that you know, look up the chord progression on them, get a chord progression that you like that is a G, C, D, or in the key of A, or whatever key it's in, where it has 3 chord shapes. That way you can practice this with this moving around and kind of get used to the fretboard. Now, I just want to give you just a touch bit of music theory into this right here. If you're going to find the G major scale, you know that you start off with a G and then you go whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So what that means is say the 3rd string is a G. So we're going to go a whole step. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That's a G major scale. Now with the G major scale, you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then back to G. The reason I'm telling you all this is because when I say the 1, 4, and 5 chord, the G is the 1 chord. Now if you go up that G major scale, 4 chord is the C chord, 5 chord is the D chord. And that's what you found on your fretboard. Now trust me, to go through all of this, it's going to take some time for you to go through this and kind of get it in your head. You could go tonight and play backup banjo somewhere simply by finding the key, starting on that chord, and then counting 5 to your 4 chord, and then from there it's 2 to your 5 chord, and then back to your 1 chord. Now I told you at the first of the video that if you wanted a little bit more of a challenge, I was going to give you 1 at the end of this video. And I'm going to do this really quickly so you all will have a little bit more to chew on. If you got the G chord right here and you're holding a G chord at the 5th fret, you can also get a G shape by taking your index finger and your middle finger and switching strings. You would take your index finger and move it over to the 3rd string, and you would move your middle finger back to the 2nd string. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call it an X chord shape, but just notice the D chord shape. And it's getting used to moving them 2 fingers right there back and forth. So what you're going to do is, if you're in the Y shape up here, the G position at the 5th fret, and you want to find another G, well, you just come down 4 frets and switch them fingers right there. That'll put you at another G just in the X position. So we got a G here and a G there. The same thing can go with every note that you find with the Y position here or the F chord shape. A C here. Here's a C. Right? We change those fingers. We come down here 4 frets. There's another C. D right here in the Y position or the F chord shape. This is your D. Same thing. Switch them 2 fingers and come down here 4 frets. So now you got a G here, a G here, a C here, a C here, a D here, and a D here. So that way, once you get used to those, you can figure out every chord up and down your neck with that pattern.